ASMR gaming news. Please hit that like button. Sit back, relax, and let's begin. First off, the beta for the game For Honor has been released in the past week, and it's a game that's coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. It's developed by Ubisoft, and it's like an action multiplayer game. It will have a story mode, but multiplayer is the focus. You can choose between different soldier and job class types, like different classes, different types of weapons. The game is very in-depth in its combat system. You can do like bleeding damage, like where you attack opponents with sharp piercing weapons. You can change your stance for a more defensive stance to counter and parry enemies. It surprised a lot of people that were expecting this to be a generic action game. It turns out that it's a very strategic combat multiplayer type game. If you haven't played this game yet, I suggest you go look up some gameplay. The actual game is going to be releasing in over a week, so that's definitely something to look forward to. There are numerous online modes. You can play as a team versus an enemy team. You can do 1v1 combat or 2 versus 2. There's a variety of modes that'll be in the final game. And every character has a number of special abilities that are unique to them. So, really interesting game. I highly suggest you either try to play it if you can get a hold of the beta. I'm not sure if it's still going on. Or to check out reviews and maybe pick it up once it comes out in about a week or so. It's the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. The remake is currently in development. For those that don't know, Final Fantasy VII is a role-playing game, a Japanese role-playing game to be specific. It came out on the PlayStation 1 exactly 20 years ago in Japan. So, this is a really special time, and they had a special anniversary celebration for the entire Final Fantasy series in Japan. And during this event, they announced that they are going to be releasing artwork for the Final Fantasy VII remake. And here it is right here. You can see it shows Cloud and Sephiroth in the background. You can see Midgar. They are in the city of Midgar from the game Final Fantasy VII. I think the artwork looks very nice. I can't wait to play this game. It looks like it's still a ways off in the event. They mentioned that the game is still early in development, so they don't have any other information to give us at the moment, but it's still nice to at least get something like this. They also did something really special. Square Enix, who is in charge of the Final Fantasy series, is also in charge of the Kingdom Hearts series. Kingdom Hearts 3 is currently in development. We don't have any release date for that game at the moment, but they decided to pay tribute to the Final Fantasy VII cover artwork for the PlayStation 1. For those that don't know, I'll put a picture up right here as you can see. But the original artwork shows Cloud outside of Midgar, and Square Enix has their Kingdom Hearts team, and they decided to pay tribute or homage to this classic box art and use Sora posing in front of Kingdom Hearts 3 location in-game engine. So this is actually rendered with Unreal Engine 4. And you can see all these like beautiful colors and shading effects. And they just decided to do something special like this for the event. So as you can see, it looks very similar to the Final Fantasy VII cover artwork. So that's really nice. Square Enix also announced that Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, which is a remaster of Final Fantasy XII, not 7, 12 for the PlayStation 2. It's going to be coming out. They actually revealed the release date at this event, much to everyone's surprise. It's coming July 11th in both America and Europe. Japan is going to be receiving the game on July 13th, so 2 days after the American release. The enhanced remake, of course, is going to have like a better frame rate and visuals. It's not exactly a remake, more of a remaster, including some various tweaks and fixes to the game. People are generally really excited about this. Lots of people did not get to play Final Fantasy XII when it first came out. So this is going to be their second chance to get to play this game, and I hope it does very well on the PlayStation 4. There are no rumors or news about it coming out on the PC, but people are suggesting that it's more than likely, maybe a year after the PlayStation 4 release, they are probably going to port it to the PC, just like they do with all their games now. And now on to Nintendo news. This past week, Nintendo's president, Tatsumi Kimishima, went out and spoke how they are expecting the Nintendo Switch to be as successful as the Nintendo Wii. For those that don't know, the Nintendo Wii sold over 100 million units worldwide. So it's crazy that Nintendo is actually predicting that the Switch will reach that amount of sales. For some perspective, the PlayStation 4 currently has sold about half that amount, like around 50 million consoles. So it's quite insane that one of the best consoles of this generation in terms of sales is the PlayStation 4. And yet Nintendo feels like the Nintendo Switch will be able to beat that price by 2 times. So who knows if they're going to beat that sales amount. Nintendo has proven in the past that their systems like the Nintendo DS and Nintendo Wii can do very well. It just depends on the market when they release. So this is going to be definitely interesting going forward. There are leaked photos now online, or I wouldn't say leaked, but people have gone into Japanese stores and taken photos photos of the insides of the Nintendo Switch cases. So we actually get to see how the inside of the game cases are going to look like. It seems like the inside of the case for the Switch games is going to have artwork. For those that owned a PSP games often had artwork featured inside the case. So it looks like the Nintendo Switch is going to be following that PSP trend, which is actually quite nice. I like seeing artwork inside game boxes and stuff. So it looks really cool, as you can see right here. The Zelda Breath of the Wild artwork. It actually has like artwork inside the box, and I just think it adds a little something to the game box and artwork in general. So I'm really glad to see Nintendo try something different. Xbox and PlayStation this generation do not have artwork inside their game boxes, so this is something to make Nintendo look unique. Nintendo has a Super Bowl commercial for the Nintendo Switch. They released it on their channel. You can check it out, but it looks really good. It's been receiving a lot of praise online. People are saying it's much better than the Nintendo Wii U advertisements. For those that saw the original Wii U advertisements, they did not convey what was special about the Wii U. And a lot of people blame the advertising for the Wii U as one of the reasons as to why it failed. The Nintendo Switch commercial, on the other hand, is really good. It shows exactly what the Nintendo Switch is about, how you can use it, and the commercial also features an array of different age demographics. So you can see like kids playing it, teenagers, adults, and older people. So that's really good for Nintendo to do. And another thing is they show the different features that the system can do, like undocking it from the station and using it in portable mode. So I think this commercial is going to do really good at the Super Bowl, and I hope it does really good for Nintendo. Next up, Kimishima, president of Nintendo Japan, recently said in an interview that they are considering bringing another like Nintendo 3DS type system, or releasing something very similar to the Nintendo 3DS. A lot of people thought that the Nintendo Switch was going to be the hybrid machine that was going to, replace the 3DS and portable handhelds by Nintendo, but that seems like it's not going to be the case, as Kimishima stated that they are considering making a standalone, like, portable handheld to go alongside the Nintendo Switch. So I'm really curious to see how that turns out. Nintendo handhelds generally do better than their consoles, so it'll be unique to see if the Nintendo Switch does better than this new handheld they have in mind. And lastly, Nintendo released information about how much their online subscription is going to cost. A lot of people were predicting something around $40 or $50, but it seems like it's going to be $25 for a yearly subscription. A lot of fans are very happy about this. $25 is about half the price of a PlayStation Plus subscription, and not a lot of people had faith in Nintendo online service services, since their servers in the past have not been the greatest. So this way people don't spend too much and still get to play online. So I think that's a good price. EA is working on Star Wars Battlefront 2. They are currently in development of this new game title, and they have released some information about what they're aiming for. Apparently, the game is going to have an entirely new story and campaign mode. So a lot of people criticized the previous Battlefront game as to be boring since it didn't have a single player campaign mode, and they're actually fixing that for this release. It's going to have a single player mode where you're going to be able to play through various scenarios from Star Wars movies. So that's going to be really interesting to see if we get to play, as Luke Skywalker or Han Solo or a variety of other characters in this story mode. Maybe battle on Hoth, or maybe show up in the Rogue One movie, play around with those characters, Jyn Erso. Perhaps some Star Wars Episode 8 locations as well. So, really looking forward to see what they do with this new game. EA also teased a new Skate game this week. Skate is a skateboard game that EA developed. They've made about 3 games in the series. People have been clamoring for a 4th game, but we have not received any information about the series since the last game came out. So fans are really hoping that there's a new game in development that might potentially be released at E3 this year. They could unveil it and give us a release date of some kind. And oddly enough, Tony Hawk owns the rights to Tony Hawk Pro Skater again, since Activision no longer owned the IP. So he's going around and trying to find new developers and publishers for his game. And people are suggesting that perhaps he got in contact with EA and is trying to work out a deal with them to release a Tony Hawk Skate game. So maybe incorporating aspects of Skate with the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. So that I think is going to be really interesting to see how that turns out. Hopefully they collaborate together. And now let's move on to geek news. There's a new Ghost in the Shell promo trailer that released. It's a 30-second commercial. They are planning on showing it at the Super Bowl. It looks really cool. I'm sure a lot of people that have no idea about the Ghost in the Shell series are going to be even more confused. But the trailer looks cool, so it's definitely going to catch the interest of people that like sci-fi, cyberpunk style movies. And apparently there's a Final Fantasy IV MMO drama, live action drama in the works, it's currently being created. It's about a father and a son that play MMOs together, and they start bonding over their love for Final Fantasy XIV. Yes, it sounds a bit strange, I know, but I think that concept could actually work, and it seems like people online, especially Final Fantasy XIV fans, are interested in seeing this, so I wonder how it's going to be once it comes out. Definitely something to look forward to. And on a sadder note, Namco's founder recently died at the age of 91. His name was Masaya Nakamura. He passed away, and he's been with Namco for a very long time, like since the 50s, I believe, or 60s. But basically, it's thanks to him that we got games like Pac-Man and Galaxian, Ridge Racer, Tekken, Soul Calibur, Splatterhouse, and Time Crisis. He was a founder of the company, and he had a key position and role there, and pushed various titles and deals. He had an infamous encounter with Nintendo President Hiroshi Yamauchi in the 80s. And it's because of that mistreatment, like he felt that Nintendo held a monopoly over the Famicom and Super Nintendo, that they decided to leave for the PlayStation 1 in the mid-90s. And since then, Namco merged with Bandai, and now they're Namco Bandai, and they make games for Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Xenoverse is a Bandai Namco game, and they actually helped with the development of Super Smash Bros. On the Wii U and 3DS. So the company is, definitely important. And yeah, he was a important person in the video game industry. So rest in peace, Masaya Nakamura. And yeah, with that being said, that's all for this week. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell me in the comments what you thought was the best piece of news this week. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Have a great week. So long.